What I want to say about Jimmy Garoppolo is that he's playing really well, and I want to praise him. He's doing a good job. He's not a new player, but he's playing to the best of his abilities, and that's commendable. He hasn't thrown a pick yet. He's not wearing the knee brace, which means he's finally, to me, playing football again. He's finally all in, 100%. Not, I mean, he doesn't look like he's protecting himself anymore on the field. He's scrambled 3 or 4 times. The quarterback sneaks, put your body at risk. He at least looks like he's willing to get hit. So that's good. Now, early in the game, I think he looked a little freaked out by the pass rush and was missing some open receivers. He had some guys that were open at the sideline about 10 to 15 yards down the field that he just missed. But he's not really good at that throws anyway. I mean, we've been saying this for years. He's limited. But within his limitations through the first 2 weeks, he's been as good as you could ask. And I think that's praiseworthy. Now, we know that his limitations are that he's basically not going to throw more than 10 yards downfield, especially if it's to the outside. If it's to the outside, he may not throw more than 5 yards downfield. But he will throw the ball between 15 and 20 yards downfield over the middle. Those are his limitations, and he's pretty good with it. I mean, Mac Jones over in New England kind of has the same limitations, and everyone likes him. So, I mean, obviously the Niners can win with a quarterback with these limitations, especially if he's running around and moving and giving them a little bit more and not turning the ball over. That's the biggest key here. I don't know what Kyle Shanahan would do if Jimmy started throwing the ball to the other team like he did in training camp. There might be some pressure to bring in Trey Lance at that point, but so far Jimmy Garoppolo hasn't given Kyle Shanahan the opportunity to go to Lance or to make the switch. He's been efficient. He's been good. He hasn't been a huge playmaker. He's not scoring a ton, but he's clutch. He'll lead a long, 15-play drive right when the defense could use it. I think he deserves praise. Now, the other thing I want to say is I don't want to go overboard with the praise for Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't think he's not Rudy, okay? He's made about $100 million in his career. He's got a lot going for him. And we don't have to praise him for like throwing for 186 yards, 189 yards. It's nice. It's nice to see him play his best, but he's not the future of this team. He's not the franchise quarterback. And frankly, the offense is really, really methodical with him on the field. I mean, in this game, he completed 8 passes behind the line of scrimmage. 8. And then when he threw more than 10 yards downfield, he was 3 for 7 with 2 drop picks. So I just feel like he's just making this too hard. It doesn't have to be this hard. He saw a really good pass rush, and the 49ers basically put their offense in the garage for the whole day. They're like, you know what? Let's just throw a bunch of screens and not get Jimmy Garoppolo hurt and get off the field and score 17 points and let the defense win the game. And what we're seeing is the Niners can't put teams away. They got out to a really big lead against the Lions. They scored 31 points in the first half. And they couldn't put them away. 31 points in the first half. They come out, score 10, almost give that game away. It's a game until the very end. The Niners have to fight tooth and nail to the very end against the Lions when they had 31 points at halftime because they only scored 10 in the second half. Then against the Eagles, they score 17 points the whole game, have to fight till the very end against a team that scored 11 points. That game should have been over early. But the Niners were worse than the Eagles in the first half until the very end. So it's commendable that Jimmy Garoppolo is playing his best, but his best isn't good enough. That's why they drafted Trey Lance. So I just want to, I think people are bending over backwards too much to praise him. There's an emotional attachment to him. He came here, he won. He's a handsome guy who smiles. He never complains. He lost his job to injury. I think a lot of people feel it's not fair. There's a fairness aspect here. Hey, man, they're running him out of town. All he ever did was smile and be a good teammate and not complain and get thrown under the bus and get injured. And now you're replacing him. It's not fair. And the fair thing this year is to give him one more year, even though he won't be the quarterback next year. But this is Jimmy's year, and he's earned it. And it doesn't matter what's in the best interest of the franchise long term. What matters is being fair to Jimmy and praising him for every little thing he does. Like, he threw for 189 passing yards against the Eagles. and he had some clutch QB sneaks. And he's getting praise all over for his QB sneaks. I heard someone call him grown man QB sneaks. What the hell is a grown man QB sneak? What is that? We're really praising him for the quarterback sneaks. Really? That's the bar? Like, yeah, he can't get the ball down the field, but when you get him on 3rd and 1, oh my God. The way he moves the pile is generational. It's generational. It's big boy stuff. Please, can we not talk about him like he's freaking Rudy? Like he's some walk-on that they let play because he, was the water boy for 4 years and it's a good story. He's made like $100 million. He's had ample opportunities to show improvement, and he's the same guy, which is a good guy. But do we really have to like give him a standing ovation for a quarterback sneak? I think that's a little bit much. I think we all need to examine. I don't want to how we talk about Jimmy. Maybe sometimes I'm too hard on him. Maybe sometimes people are a little too babyish of him. Can we just treat him like, his name is number 10? Oh my God, what a scramble for 4 yards. Wow. What a quarterback sneak. This guy, what a story. People were writing him off, and then he goes out there and throws a 4-yard pass. People said he couldn't throw that 4-yard pass anymore, but there he is. There he did it. Come on, man. I mean, he's 2-0. That's great. But we don't have to put him in Canton right now. The Niners have the lowest air yards in the league. Everything is after the catch. So he's playing his position, and he's playing it well. But there's probably 8 to 10 other players on the team right now that are more important. And they're not even quarterbacks. That's all I wanted to say. Jimmy always deserves a strong golf clap. Can we be excited about Lenore yet? Got burnt once, but was solid. Others against real speed, ready to be a starter. Yeah, he got burned twice. He pushed the guy to bounds once, got lucky. There was like just a sliver of a cleat that hit the sideline. And the fact that the Eagles went at him so often makes me wonder and feel like that's what other teams are going to do too, especially since he got burned. Just something to keep in mind. They got to work on that. Like, for example, when they faced the Cardinals have Rondale Moore. He's faster than Kez Walker. Rondale Moore ran a 4.2. So Lenore's going to be all up in Rondale Moore's face. What if he gets burned like he does daily by Trent Sherfield and Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel? He's got to be careful. There's some speed coming their way. The only reason these games have been close is because of other people's mistakes, and we still blame Jimmy. Ha ha. Ha ha.